Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm your hostess, Kelly Raspberry Evans, along with you are going to love Legacy Box. You know, becoming a parent changes how you look at memories. While we're savoring and saving every moment with our kids, suddenly you start to realize a lot of important memories from our childhood. They're trapped on VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, photo albums, crammed into boxes labeled "Do Not Throw Away" and shoved into an attic. Those are at risk of being destroyed by heat, moisture, disaster, time. And once they're gone, they're gone. That's why you need Legacy Box now. They're the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. And the process is so simple. They send you a Legacy Box and you fill it up with old VHS tapes, pictures, film reels, slides, DVDs, whatever you've got. Their team in Tennessee carefully digitizes it all by hand. They send you back the originals plus digital files on the cloud or a thumb drive. Ordering a Legacy Box is one of the best things I've done for my family because now instead of just telling my kids about that crazy vacation I took to the mountains when I was a kid, I get to show them and relive it with them. And right now, during Legacy Box's Father's Day sale, you can save big while preserving your family's history. Visit legacybox.com/sandwich to get started today. That's legacybox.com/sandwich. It's the little things that make a big difference in how I feel. Now, for me right now, it's about stretching. I didn't realize how stiff I was until I started doing it. I love when I can stretch a little further than before. It makes me feel refreshed when I'm done. And you know, a little makeup refresh can make all the difference too with Thrive Cosmetics, my go-to clean makeup routine year-round. Now, of course, their brilliant eye brightener and Stella champagne is always in my makeup bag. Actually, I need to reorder more. I'm almost out. But it comes in 32 shades, and the Shenna Mint Green Shimmer looks really fun for summer. Their Empower Matte Precision Lipstick Crayon, it's really amazing. It gives you a beautiful color that lasts without feeling dry. They have 18 buildable shades, and I love the Dusty Rose Kaisa color. I think that's how you pronounce it. But the best part, for every product you buy, Thrive donates products and funds to help communities thrive. So far, they've given over $150 million in products and cash to over 600 giving partners. This is beauty with purpose. Amplify your summer look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich for an exclusive 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich. You can't scroll your phone for more than 30 seconds without seeing somebody talking about GLP-1s. Maybe you've been close to trying them, but you're not a needle person, or maybe you're looking for a natural alternative. Well, let me introduce you to our podcast sponsor, Veracity. Their Metabolism Ignite, it's a natural plant-based GLP-1 alternative that is doctor recommended and clinically proven to help reduce hunger. Just 2 capsules with breakfast every morning. It's all you need. And one of the first things I noticed was I wasn't thinking about food all day, that food noise you always are constantly battling. Metabolism Ignite has no allergens, no caffeine, no negative side effects, and we love that. It's shown to reduce hunger by 85% and clinically proven to help lose an average of 9 pounds in 90 days. We really love that. Look, this stuff is sold out 10 times for a reason. So before it sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use sandwich for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. Make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH so they know we sent you. I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before, but one day I was walking past the windows going upstairs and I noticed this greasy cooking smell. You know what I mean? It turns out it was our blinds. Something about the sun was breaking them down over the years. And who knows how long they were there before we bought our house. We needed new blinds bad, and that's what led me to 3-Day Blinds. I absolutely loved how easy they made the whole process. They send a professionally trained design consultant to your home. It's a free, no obligation, same-day quote. And they've got thousands of options to fit any budget and style. It's not just blinds. They've got shades, shutters, drapery too. 3-Day Blinds even has those motorized smart blinds that work with Alexa. Those are so cool. They take all the measurements. They handle the installation too. and it's perfect because I'm not handy. And what a difference it's made. This is an upgrade that makes your whole house feel refreshed and polished without having to do a big renovation. Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-day blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. One last time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to the number 3dayblinds.com/sandwich. With my partner and co-host, Alan Evans, back at home base.
A trade in the house.
Did a little road trip last week. Sorry that there was no video component. That was a big kerfuffle, a big snafu, a big, what's the word? Didn't work out for us to have video. We were in the nicest, most beautiful studio, well lit, everything, with our own little coffee mugs and stuff. It was such a good setup, but the file was too big to be used for social media. So our wackety marketing department didn't get to cut up anything from last week's podcast.
They sent us video. It was like in, I don't know, 48K format or something.
They thought we were professional, apparently.
Oh, they had us pegged wrong. There were like
absolutely misread us.
3 angles. It was all lit. It was this professional, like fancy place.
It was, and y'all will never see it. It will never see the light of day.
Well, it's on my computer.
How can you get it off your computer?
I can't. I mean,
exactly. It will never see the light of day.
I have a little geek speak here. I have a terabyte hard drive.
I don't know what that means.
That's 1,000 gigabytes.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. So anyway, I have a terabyte hard drive. That was the only way we could get the darn file home. Was on because I asked them. Remember, I said, "Can you just send us a link?" And they're like, "Oh, you can't send a link." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, the file's too big." I'm like, "Okay, well, I have a hard drive." So they copied it on there, but then there's no way for me to get it to Wackety.
It's a problem.
And there was no way for me to get it to Stop Talking or Ryan.
We don't have a nickname or a bit for
We need
Ryan.
a nickname for Ryan. Yeah, we do.
We'll come up with it later.
He's the podcast guy.
We could call him that.
The podcast guy?
It's kind of a lame title. He's a new dad. We can call him Daddy Ryan. Just had a baby, Daddy Ryan. Too intimate?
Probably some stronger submissions we can come up with. But anyway, enough of our bemoaning about that. The studio was really, really nice. And we talked a lot about our experience at Fields Ranch and the PGA headquarters. I got to hold the PGA Championship trophy.
Well, that happened after the broadcast, so we have not talked about it.
Well, then let's talk about it. Right after we podcasted, the lovely people there took us on a tour of the PGA headquarters. I got to hold what's called the Wanamaker Trophy.
The real deal.
The PGA Championship trophy.
It's like holding the Stanley Cup, right?
In the golf world, sure.
Equivalent, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've held the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. So that was cool. He took us on a tour. There were some guys trying to be PGA club professionals, taking classes and doing skills training. And it was just a really cool experience.
Really neat. And then we went and we had a little day drink. We had a little late afternoon at the restaurant there on the property. And I had my martini, and Alan had like a spiked Arnold Palmer and paid for it for 2 days. We both paid for it for 2 days. We cannot day drink like we used to. Man, when we got married, we were day drinking every day. We were drinking, recording this podcast, remember? We'd do every podcast with a drink. And now, can't handle it. 9 years later, can't do it.
That 2000, okay, we got married in 17.
Yeah, this is our 9th anniversary on July 1st.
Right. So 18, if you go back and look at pictures, 18 and 19.
We're bloated.
Yeah, because 20, then COVID happens.
And then I was really bloated.
The wheels shoot off of everything. But 18 and 19, that was thick.
Yeah.
A-train.
Yeah. And your wife.
In fact, I have a little picture of me on my in my car, because you have to sign into the car nowadays. There's all this electronics on the car. I got to sign into my car, and there's a little profile picture of me. And you said that doesn't even look like me.
Well, I said that was when you were thick.
I was
Okay,
thick.
you can say you're thick, but when I say it suddenly, oh, I was thick, you just finished saying 20 seconds ago that you were thick. But I say you're thick.
What does that mean?
You were heavier then.
Heavier?
See, what am I doing here? So I'm like, why do you still use that
heavier.
picture? He has much better pictures of himself, and he uses that when somebody asks him for a headshot. He still uses that picture.
I don't have any updated headshots.
You can create one
Yeah.
with AI now.
Well, no, yeah, I guess I could do that.
You could.
I sure could.
Anyway, so there was that. We had a lovely day, but that wasn't the only date. We had like a little date after, doing the PGA tour. Alan and I decided we didn't have the kids. We had no responsibilities. Let's go to a movie. And so I went online, and there wasn't honestly anything that I was particularly interested in seeing. But Alan said, you know what? I like Steven Spielberg.
I do.
And I like movies about aliens. Let's go see Disclosure Day. And the only reason I know the title of the movie is Disclosure Day is because I wrote it down. I have it right here in front of me. I cannot, if you ask me, as soon as this podcast is over, what was that movie you and Alan went to see? I cannot remember the name of this movie to save my life. Why am I having such a block with the name of this movie?
Hashimoto's.
I want to call it Discovery Day. I want to call it Delivery Day. I cannot remember Disclosure Day to save my life.
Hashimoto's.
It's just a block with this one thing. Now, on the Kid Craddock Morning Show,
Nationally syndicated.
Alan was taking a drink of water when I slipped that in there real quick. We have a movie reviewer named Gray Drake, and she was on the show with us last Friday talking about this movie, and she'd seen it way before. There's like an embargo. They call it an embargo. So as a movie critic, you can go see a movie a month or two before it comes out, but you cannot give your review until they say it's okay. And so she was finally able to talk about it, and she was like just so relieved to finally say how much she couldn't stand this movie, which is going against the grain of so many other critics because it's Steven Spielberg, a legend. He is the quintessential man who made a movie about an alien, right? E.T., right? Mm-hmm. So I went on Rotten Tomatoes, and right now what they do is they average all the critics' reviews, good and bad, and it's 81% positive. But the audience score is 72% positive. I've talked about this on social media. So many people agreed with me in my DMs. Some people did disagree with me. I really thought I liked this movie about halfway through it. I thought the first half was great. And then it all started like, what is happening? I don't understand. Why is this happening? And then by the end of it, I was so frustrated and truly furious at the ending. What do you think?
I didn't like it. I didn't like
Did
it
you
one bit.
Any part of it at the beginning?
I'm like you. When I went, I was excited. I was like, this is sci-fi. This is Steven Spielberg. This is going to be good. But from the very first scene.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, this is a bunch of crap. What is happening right now is just a bunch of crap. I don't want to give it away, but as my sister says, you're going to call BS on that? You think Star Wars is real?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe so.
I don't know why you had a problem with the opening scene, because the opening scene is like a lot of chaos.
Maybe
and
because
action.
he has the top secret stuff,
But
and
we don't
he's just
know
like
it.
do, just walks by all these guys with guns.
But it hasn't been explained to us yet.
I got the top secret stuff. Okay, bye.
But it
bye.
hasn't Some things, when they're laying the groundwork in movies, stuff happens and then they explain why. But so at first, I was just along for the ride, and it was a bumpy, wild ride. So you've got Emily Blunt is the main actress in it. You've got Josh O'Connor. You'd know him if you saw him. He was in Glass Onion. That's the best way I can describe him. He played the priest in Glass Onion. Wasn't he a priest? I don't remember. Eve Hewson, and I told Alan, that's Bono's daughter. So when you see her, that's Bono's daughter, Eve Hewson. Then you've got Colin Firth. Is he a bad guy, or is he doing bad things for the greater good? right? That's a question to ponder. And then you've got Coleman Domingo, who I love. Coleman Domingo, is he a good guy, or are his good intentions? A lot of people have good intentions, right? But it ends up being a bad result because of those good intentions, right? So there's all of that you have to consider. But like I said, the first half of the movie, I was like, yeah, this is good. And then as it's going on, it's 2.5 hours, I believe. I'm like, okay, this isn't making sense. Why this? Why that? And then by the end, like I said, that ending, it's one of those endings where it's not an ending, where you have to write the script in your head. And I hate that kind of movie. I want it tied up in a bow. Tell me what happened. Because I have no reason to believe there's going to be a sequel. Do you?
I don't know, and honestly, I don't care.
An open ending like that, if I know there's going to be a sequel, it would be frustrating because I'd have to wait maybe a year or two to find out the answers. But as far as I know, we're never going to have the answer because Steven doesn't have one. He wants you to have your own ending, and that pisses me off.
I tried to explain it to Kelly this way, and maybe this will make sense. Seriously, I'll try to explain it to you, dear, sweet, clean listener. So what really bothered me about the movie, and if I go back to the Star Wars analogy, Star Wars is pretty far out. But one thing George Lucas did was in movie number 1, there was a scene when Obi-Wan is sitting there with Luke Skywalker, and in very layman's terms, he explains what the Force is. The Force binds us all together. It's an energy field. It's all around us. You know, he goes through the spiel. This is the Force.
Now we know, and we can move forward.
You can move in subsequent movies, in that movie, in subsequent movies, when somebody moves something with their mind, you're like, oh, he's using the Force. In this movie, there were a lot of these supernatural, unexplained things going on. I don't want to give too much away, but you're like, how in the hell is that happening? Or what in the hell is that? Nobody's even explained to me what that is. The top secret rock thing. You know, and it's like, the more I watch the movie, the more I'm asking myself questions like, am I just too stupid to understand this? Or is he not laying the groundwork? Because I'm not following the story. And that was what's frustrating for me. I wasn't following the story.
On the way home, you were kind of like, I felt like I just wasted my Friday or Saturday night, whatever it was, Friday night. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of not loving it. And then I went to bed and I woke up the next morning thinking about it and mad. So anyway.
Other than that, we had a great time.
The popcorn was great.
Popcorn was really good.
We went to Studio Movie Grill.
Yeah,
and, you know,
was
you
on
can't.
Point.
Yeah, they bring the food to you, and you know now when you go to the movie theater, you have to butter it yourself, which is a pain in the butt because you can't layer the butter anymore. That thing was buttered from top to bottom. It was so good.
I hope Kristen's not listening.
That was before. That was the weekend.
Not for me.
Well, not for you. Not for you.
It's like I ate a half a tub.
Yeah, Kristen has been helping Alan get ready for his double nickel birthday, and now this week she's helping me because I lost, a good amount of weight, but I've been like, I don't know what's wrong with me mentally. Like a switch has flipped, and I've just been like, wanting to put everything in my face. But also she's got me working out, and I haven't worked out in a long time, so it's been really hard. But we're going to get in shape, build some muscle. It's going to be all good. Now, another thing Alan did, I don't know if it's considered a date, but, we don't watch a lot of TV together anymore. We just don't. I think there's a documentary I want us to watch together. I think it's called Maternal Instinct or something like that. I was hearing a podcaster talk about it. It's just one episode. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be really, really good.
Maternal Instinct?
I think that's what it's called. Maternal something. We're going to watch that one. But we watched the NBA Finals together. That was another exercise in frustration.
That was frustrating. And I don't love the Spurs. I just don't like the Knicks.
Right.
So I was really rooting. Hard for me to say as a Mavericks fan, but I was kind of rooting for the Spurs.
Well, a Texas team.
Talk about a choke job.
I know. It's so upsetting. But they said that Saturday's Game 5, it averaged 24.5 million viewers across ABC and ESPN. It's the most watched NBA Finals game since 1998, when Michael Jordan and the Bulls won their 6th title in 8 seasons. They said it peaked with 33 million. It had an average of 24.5 million, but peaked with 33 million viewers in the final moments when the Knicks won.
Well, good. Maybe
And the city of New York proceeded to be destroyed.
maybe the association is making a comeback because they've been struggling for a while. But those are good numbers for them, right?
Good numbers, yeah. But I think the Knicks thing, even if you're not a basketball fan necessarily, you might be a celebrity fan.
Oh,
and so
the
you tune
celebrities coming out of the woodwork to jump on that bandwagon.
I'm not judging. I'm a bandwagon jumper. I am not judging
Knicks
bandwagon
hadn't won
jumpers.
boo since the 70s, and
Well,
here come all these guys.
A lot of them have been fans throughout. A lot of them
weren't
have.
born last time they won it.
But a lot of them are really true Knicks fans, like, Spike Lee and some other people that sit courtside all the time. But it was just, I think a lot of people tuned in for the celebrity factor too. So I think that had a lot to do with it. But there's that. Real quick, Kristen has us both working out and eating better and all the things that we're trying to do good for our body. But what Kristen told me tonight is, Kelly, you need, because I worked out, overdid it, day 1 and day 2, you're so gung-ho. She said, you need to rest. You need a really good night's sleep. And I'm like, check, got you, Kristen, because I've got a Helix mattress. And Helix mattress gives me the best rest, the best sleep. It has made a true difference. Alan went online at helixsleep.com/sandwich, and he took their 2-minute sleep quiz, right? And it matches with the Dusk Lux model. It could not have been a better fit for us. I love that Helix doesn't do this one size fits all. They've got over 20 different models. Cooling upgrades if you're someone who feels like, you spent the night sleeping in a sauna, and a lot of ladies of a certain age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Dusk Lux, for us, it's the right amount of support. It's so comfortable, and I stay asleep instead of tossing and turning all night. And waking up rested, it puts me in a better mood, which Alan appreciates, gives me more energy to tackle the day in this exercise routine Kristen has me on. Helix ships right to your door for free. You get a 120-night sleep trial, a limited lifetime warranty, and the Happy with Helix guarantee. So no stress about finding your perfect mattress.
Go to helixsleep.com/sandwich and save big during their 4th of July sale. Get 25% off all Luxe mattresses, 30% off Elite mattresses, and 20% off site-wide. Go to helixsleep.com/sandwich.
All right.
Didn't say that there.
It was my fault, but you know how it goes.
I got to get our listeners caught up on that big traffic imbroglio I had. We didn't talk about that because that happened right before we podcasted in Frisco at the thing, and I didn't want to talk about it there.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm walking Zoe about a week and a half ago, and we walk around this park that's close to where we live. And I'm coming up to the corner of this park with Zoe, and I just, right as I look up, a car, it was a Tesla, comes just zooming down the road that I'm coming up on, and just T-bones the hell out of this Ford Bronco. And I'm like, when you see something and it didn't quite register, immediately, I'm like, what is happening? The Tesla hits the Bronco flips 3 times. So it sounded like a missile because this Tesla was going so fast. It was like a zip, like zzz, and then bam, it was so loud. I was like, oh my gosh, it sounded like a gunshot, you know? So I'm just like, did I just see what I think I just saw? And this guy on a bicycle is riding right next to me, and he pulls up next to me. He goes, did you see that? And I said, yeah, I saw the whole thing. And I said, I guess we need to run over there and make sure everybody's okay, And you could see the traffic starting to back up behind the wreck. And a couple of people started to get out and kind of look around, So I ran over there, and it was so wheels off because I've got on a weighted vest. I've got Zoe with me. So I'm trying to run over there as fast as I can, And the driver of the Tesla, he got out, and he was stunned. He just kind of started walking around in circles. His first move wasn't even to go over to the other car. He just got out and just kind of started to wander.
You said he was holding his arm.
Yeah, he was kind of rubbing his arm or something. So he was probably just in shock or stunned. So I ran over to and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm about to see in this car. But I ran over to the Bronco, and the windows were, the roof was caved in, the windows were blown out. the left side of the car was dented in. The car was like almost like an L, you know. So I ran over to the driver's side door, and I could see there was a woman inside, and I could see she wasn't bleeding, but I could see she was alive. I mean, her eyes were open, you know, but she was drooling, and I was like, ma'am, are you okay? Are you all right? And she was just like, she couldn't speak, you know.
Yeah. I
was like, oh crap. So I said, we need to dial 911. So I dialed 911, and the operator said, where are you? The first thing she said was, where is the emergency? And I said, I'm right across from the park, you know. And she said, okay, are you with anybody? And I said, yeah, I'm with the woman. She's not moving. I think she's alive, but she's not bleeding. And she goes, well, just stay there, and the police and paramedics are on the way. And not like 90 seconds later, the police came up first, and 2 policemen got out of the car, and one came to me. He goes, did you see this? And I said, yeah, I saw everything. And he told his partner to go check on the woman. So he went over there, and then he said, you wait here. And he just had me stand there for a second. And then 30 seconds later, the paramedics came, and they couldn't get her out of the car. So they had
the jaws of life.
Yeah, they had the jaws, you know, and they're like trying to get, they couldn't get the door open. So then they go around to the other side, and they pull her out from the other side and put her on a gurney, you know. But I saw her as they put her in the ambulance. She was awake. So it wasn't
but dazed.
Very dazed. Yeah. She was like, probably, I imagine she had a concussion. She had to.
I would think so.
And that's probably why she was kind of drooling, you know. She was glassy eyed, you know, like if you see a boxer get hit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she looked like.
Scary stuff.
It was really scary, but anyway, it was just
thankfully nobody died.
I know, because that was totally the type of wreck where you could have easily got killed. And that
our neighborhood, man, within like just 3 or 4 blocks of our house, every week there's another accident. Every week people are gunning it, trying to make it through a yellow light, and then the people, you know, coming the other way, they take off. It's the second it turns green. And I've been kind of pausing just for a second, because remember that time we were almost hit we were coming up to a light that turned green, and it was on the service road, and this car just goes flying by.
That was by
Alan
the church.
Was like, yeah, it was by the church. And Alan and I were like, we were literally 3 seconds away from a catastrophe, bad. So especially with all these accidents lately, I just give it a beat before I take off and the light turn green. And somebody behind you, it's like, seriously? Just give me 1 second. I get it if you give them like 5 seconds, because obviously I'm on my phone or something. But anyway, we've just been seeing a lot of those wrecks, especially around our neighborhood lately. It's just so bad.
What I think happened, I was super sleuthing it, you know, and trying to figure out, okay, what exactly happened? Of course, I was putting what I saw into AI and getting its opinion too.
Yeah,
Big AI guy here. Yeah,
is obsessed.
I use it for everything. I use it for everything.
About everything.
Yeah,
everything.
I do. You
should ask it how to deal with me.
I should,
maybe
but
act better.
No, I asked it, how fast do you think the car was going based on this, whatever facts I can give you. You know, I didn't hear any brakes. The car rolled 3 times after it was hit, and it gave me what it thought its estimate was. The car that hit the Bronco was going probably 50 to 60.
That crazy AI.
But it looked like what happened was the lady, this is kind of a blind, the lady was trying to pull out. And
of a retirement community.
And
yeah.
It's a kind of a blind turn where that retirement community entrance is. And I think that Tesla was going so fast.
Testing look, when Alan first got a Tesla, let's be honest. We went out on a long road. He said, just see what happens. Watch this. And he put the pedal to the metal, and it's like a roller coaster. You just slam back. But it's, you know, it's kind of cool, right, to see that. But this guy was doing it not on a empty road that doesn't have a lot of activity, right by a retirement community. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I think she probably just pulled out and didn't see him.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
That had to be what happened. You know?
Well, get ready for a light to be put up there. We can't have a light at every neighborhood, but that's where we're heading, I think.
Oh, but the policeman came back to me and he said, what did you see? And I told him what I just told you.
Yeah.
And he took my name and number.
Never heard from him again?
No.
That's so crazy because the few times that I've had to call the police when I've witnessed, I remember the most recent one was I saw an older man, and like the driver's side of his car was bashed in, the window was broken, the car was just like puttering along, and he was just going, and I was like, something's wrong. And he was just like doing circles. He would drive up to the light, turn around, go back into a parking lot. So I called 911. I said, there's something really wrong with this old guy. And they said, just stay with him. So I just kept kind of following him until the police got there and they waved me off. They called me like a couple hours later just to let me know. Thanked me for calling in. They got a hold of the man's daughter. He was obviously an older man, confused. He had been in an accident, and they think he got the sense knocked out of him, and he was just riding around. But they called me to tell me the update. So I was really surprised they didn't call you.
Do you think he ever went to Taco Bell when he was trying to go get ice cream?
Probably so. I would call 911 for that.
Do you think he ever tried to... when he was trying to go to Wingstop, he went to Home Depot instead.
Mm-hmm. That's another one. I'd do a welfare check on that person.
I don't think this is going to turn out well for me someday.
And you're telling me I have Hashimoto's?
I just get confused. I get confused.
Your directions are not. Can AI help you with that?
Yeah.
I mean, you have GPS.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is you think you know where you're going because it's so close to the house. I mean, literally, you're a mile from home and you get lost. I'm not being insulting.
No,
it's
you're
the
not
truth.
being insulting. It's
the truth.
But what's amazing is I've managed 5 times now, and I've done 3 iron butt rides back and forth to South Dakota and never been lost.
And yet you get lost within a mile or two
of the house. But then I get lost. I'm trying to go to Wingstop and I go to Home Depot. Yeah. It's like, what am I doing?
I don't know.
Why am I doing this?
As many times as you've been lost, you're still here where you're supposed to be right now. And I guess that's the important thing. Yeah. That's the important thing.
Good call. Well, anyway, hopefully everyone was okay in that wreck. It was weird. I've seen car wrecks before, but never one that close. You know, it was like right there in front of my face. Right. And then seeing the woman was a little unsettling because I was like, am I going to run up there and I'm going to see something I don't want to ever see again?
I just pray that's never
I'll tell you, babe,
one of us.
That car, that saved her life. That car saved her life because every airbag was deployed, the side ones, the front ones, the passenger one. And you know how they crush, I mean, it was like she was in a little compartment. Like it was crushed like a tin can.
Around her.
She was in this little compartment,
A cocoon.
Right, yeah.
Well, thank the Lord she's alive, and it could have been worse, right? Now, Father's Day is coming up this Sunday. Do not forget. I know Alan's acting like it's not a big deal. But let's just see what happens if nobody celebrates Father's Day and nobody does anything. How would you feel then?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, isn't every day Father's Day?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I mean, a perfect Father's Day for me is really low key, just not doing hardly anything, watching the U.S. Open golf tournament, seeing the kids. I'm fine with that. It doesn't have to be some big fancy thing.
Always on Father's Day?
Yeah, it's Father's Day weekend always.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I already got you a Father's Day gift.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't ask you what you wanted.
No.
Is there something you want? Maybe the kids can get you your gift that you want.
I can't think of anything right off the top of my head.
So I went ahead and got you something.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you can return it and it will not hurt my feelings.
Okay. All right.
Now that I've reached a certain age, I realize how much my sleep affects me and everybody around me. It affects my energy, my mood, my patience. And I've also learned that I don't need to waste a lot on fancy sleep gadgets because one of the best things I've done is upgrade to Boll and Branch sheets. I noticed the difference from night one. They are incredibly soft, so breathable. It's because Boll and Branch's sheets are made with 100% organic cotton that's woven specifically for airflow. Now I don't wake up feeling hot with sheets sticking to my legs anymore. My sheets keep me cool and comfortable all night long. And they've actually gotten softer with every wash. They even did a survey of their customers. 94% of them said the same thing. I love my Boll and Branch sheets, and honestly, I can't imagine ever going back to any other bedding. Sleep cooler this summer with Boll and Branch during their annual summer event. For a limited time, get 20% off site-wide at bollandbranch.com/sandwich with code SANDWICH. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/sandwich. Code SANDWICH to take 20% off. bollandbranch.com/sandwich, code SANDWICH. Exclusions apply. I think everybody's had that moment where they say, I should start my own business. Now, maybe you've got an amazing hot sauce recipe, or you've gotten really great at making candles or jewelry, and all your friends keep telling you you should sell that stuff. Well, what's stopping you? If you've been sitting on a business idea, Shopify makes it easy to make it happen. Everything you need to start selling is included and ready from day one. When your first customer is ready to buy, Shopify checkout helps more people actually complete the purchase. And when they come back, their information's already saved. So checkout is quick and easy. One tap and they're done. Shopify handles all the technical stuff too, the setup and checkout, so you can spend your time growing your business and doing what you actually love. It's no wonder Shopify powers millions of businesses around the world, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to small businesses just getting started like yours. With Shopify, nothing stands between your idea and a real business, so go make it one. Start your free trial at shopify.com/sandwich. That's shopify.com/sandwich. One more time, shopify.com/sandwich. I love a good go-to uniform, especially during summer. Pieces I wear on repeat because they're comfortable, they're versatile, and classic, which is why I love Quince, because they make elevated essentials that never go out of style using premium materials like 100% European linen, organic cotton, washable silk, lightweight, effortless, and with prices starting at just $32. Because they work directly with ethical factories and skip the middleman, everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. I've been wearing my lightweight cotton cashmere cardigan on repeat. Perfect for restaurants that blast the AC, or I just throw it over my shoulders when the sun goes down. But Quince isn't just clothes. They've also got elevated essentials for the home, beauty and wellness, travel, jewelry too. I've got my eye on a pair of 14-karat gold hoops right now. Make your summer wardrobe a whole lot easier. Go to quince.com/sandwich for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/sandwich for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sandwich.
No, I've got all kinds of stuff. Like I've always said, babe, I've got so much stuff. It's like, what do I need at this point in my life?
Well,
just more stuff, right?
That's the thing. We're in a position like where you see something, you just buy it, and then there's nothing left to get you around gift giving time.
Yeah. I mean, a good gift, I think, for a lot of dads is golf stuff. A lot of dads like golf stuff.
But you have so much.
I know. That's what I was about to say. The reason I bring that up, I'm staring over at the wall over there, and I got a bunch of golf clubs laying against the wall because Dylan and I, I'll tell you, babe, being young is, I remember. It is great. You never run out of energy. Mm-hmm. You want to go out there in the morning and you don't want to come back until it's dark. And that's kind of what Dylan and I have done the last 4 days. Well, and I am exhausted. I'm dehydrated. Alan, I have a headache. He wants to and we're doing it again tomorrow.
Oh, Alan.
He just does not stop.
I understand that.
The energy and the stamina that kid has.
Alan picked up Dylan at 6:00 Monday night. Oh. We have him for 2 weeks, right? They went immediately to the driving range. I have not seen Alan. It's been 2 days. This is the first time I've seen Alan to do this podcast in 2 days because they have been gone golfing nonstop the past 2 days.
He had a lesson today. He was so happy. He took a lesson and he got some really good feedback. His coach said, I don't know if he was, I told Dylan, I said, he was very encouraging to you, wasn't he, Dylan? Dylan said, yeah, I had so much fun doing the lesson. And I said, part of that is he wants to be your coach because he sees good potential in you. He sees that you're becoming a really good player, and it's good for coaches to coach good players. I said, he wants to be your coach. I said, that's part of it. But he kept telling Dill, like, Dill, you're advancing so quickly into a level, like, you're going to be a very good player if you keep this up. You know, you got to put the work in and keep it up.
And not take another fall and winter
not
off.
take another fall and winter off like you did last winter.
Yeah.
But he got into basketball. You know, he was basketball. So I don't know. He's back in the golf mode now, and it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love spending time with him. We talk so much. We get something to eat afterwards.
Less time with me.
I know it is, but
that's all right.
It's 2 weeks in the summer, another 2 weeks in July. It's like this, you know, where I see him a lot, but I keep telling myself, like today, babe, he's out there. We've been out there like hours. He's like, Dad, I'm gonna go putt some. Is that okay if I putt? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I said, but I'm gonna go sit in the shade for a minute. And he goes, okay. So he goes over there and he's putting for like 30 minutes, and I'm just sitting in the shade over there exhausted. I'm like, I'm kind of like low key. I just want to go home. I just want to go home and take a shower and get something to drink, But I'm watching him and I'm thinking, these are the good old days, man. These are the good old days, because after he's 18, he's going to be off doing something else.
Yeah, when's the last time we saw Cole?
Right, exactly. I kept texting him today. He said, I'm working all day today, Dad. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. And I said, I hope I can see you a little bit over the next couple of weeks.
Father's Day. Better get his butt over here.
Hopefully. But anyway, I just had that moment where I'm like, man, this is a lot, but what's the alternative? Like, when he's older, what am I going to do? Go over the range by myself?
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
That's a real depressing song.
Little boy.
Blue and the man and the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad.
We'll have a good time then.
Oh, it's so depressing.
It is depressing.
But anyway.
You know what else is depressing is that The Giving Tree book. Don't ever read that book. It's horrible.
What's The Giving Tree?
Well, The Giving Tree is about a tree that like gives up all of itself to this child who grows up, and it's horrible. It is the worst horrible book. Somebody gave it to Emma Kelly when she was, a kid, because Emma Kelly loved reading. And I would sit there and read it, and I would sob. I mean, seriously, it's a horrible book. And then I was like, well, maybe now that I've read it once, I can read it the second time. No, I had to get rid of that book. The Giving Tree. It's horrible. I'm going to give that to you for Father's Day. So you can get in your feelings.
Yeah, that's what I need. How's World Cup going for you? You pumped?
I'll tell you, I have not been watching it all, but it's so long. It's like sometime in the middle of July is the final game, but they haven't gotten to the knockout rounds. So I think it'd be more interesting once to get to the knockout rounds, number one. Number two, the funnest part for me has been watching all the people from other countries come to America and experience American things for the first time. Because just like we are being fed this steady diet of there's anarchy in England, people are, they show the worst of the worst that's happening in the streets, over there. In foreign countries, they're being shown the worst of the worst that's happening here in America, right? That's what makes the news. And so these international people are coming here and they're trying Texas barbecue for the first time. And there was one guy, he was just walking through the streets of Washington, D.C. Now, when we see streets of Washington, D.C. on the news, what do we see? We see all the protests out in front of the White House, the clashes and everything. He was walking through a residential neighborhood in Washington, D.C. and he was like, God bless America. Because he was from South Africa.
Good eye, mate.
He said, you see that alley right there? He said, I couldn't walk down that alley in South Africa because I would probably be murdered. And he was just talking about, the safety. And he was just like, he couldn't get over how safe the streets were here. And people are coming to America. And I think they're like, this is awesome. This is awesome. And it really upsets me. I see these polls they do, because we're coming up on America's 250th birthday and the country is so politically divided. I mean, so bad. And people are like now saying they're ashamed to be American. It's like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why are you ashamed to be American? I don't understand it. So to see these people from other countries come here and reiterate how great this country is, how blessed we are, it gives me, it makes me hopeful. A
really cool one I saw, I was telling Kelly about this, kind of the same thing she's talking about, is there's a group of German friends and they were here for the World Cup. And one of them got on Twitter and he just tweeted, he goes, you know what? We don't really know anything about American culture and American music, but we've been putting it on the country stations. And he said, there's some artist named Ella Langley and we don't know who she is, but they play her all the time and we love it. Yeah. And he said, it's kind of become the soundtrack for our trip to America to watch the World Cup. So apparently she somehow saw this and then she tweets back to them, hey guys, you want to come see a show or something like that? And then they tweeted later on, hey, you're never going to guess what happened to us. We're going to go get to see Ella Langley in concert, and we're going to get to meet her backstage.
Cool.
So I thought that was a really cool, positive story.
That's the best thing for me that's coming out of the World Cup is, hopefully people that are so ashamed to be American will say, hey, well, maybe it's not so bad after all. We do have our flaws.
Well, the stories that get people wound up are the ones that people click on and respond to and comment on and watch, and that's what sells, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But yeah, like you're saying, you don't see a lot of the really great positive stuff. I've seen a lot of people from other countries just coming over and saying, I don't know what this Buc-ee's is all about, but it is freaking fantastic.
It's a gas station. What's the big deal? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's like an amusement park.
It's just funny.
It's been fun. So
yeah.
I think is the guy, is that Freddie from Germany or whatever? There's a guy, I think it's Freddie from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. He's only on Twitter, X, whatever, and now because of him getting popular, I mean, like JJ Watt, is it JJ Watt?
He's a football player.
Yeah, he put Freddie and these people up in like this big suite and stuff.
Oh, really?
People are all excited. Like, we want to show them real American hospitality, so they're going over and above, like Ella Langley and all this stuff. And now people on Instagram and TikTok are trying to pretend that they're the Freddie, and the guy on X is like, no, this is it. I'm only on X, so don't fall for the other ones. So you've always got the scammers, don't you?
And you know what? I do want to go to Japan someday.
I would love to go to Japan.
I would love to travel to Japan. I don't know if you saw.
When are we going to do that?
They played, I forget who they played, but they played at AT&T or
Cowboy Stadium. You can't call it AT&T because of the market licensing stuff.
But anyway, you probably know this.
I saw it, yeah.
In Japanese culture, you respect other people's property. It's a little different sometimes than it is.
You leave it cleaner than when you found it.
Exactly. So they go to the World Cup game at AT&T Cowboy Stadium, and after the game, all the fans are going around picking up trash.
They bring their own trash bags. They're blue. And during the game, they inflate them and they kind of wave them around. And then after the game, they pick up all the trash. And they said even in the locker rooms that the players, they leave the locker room pristine for the next team that's going to play there.
Isn't that great? I mean, I think that's great.
That's amazing.
But it's a cultural thing because that's not something we would typically do.
Well, Alan, you could throw away your popcorn bucket. You're admiring the Japanese cleaning up an entire stadium, and we go to a movie and you're like, I'm going to leave my popcorn bucket there on the floor. I'm going to leave my drink right there. Somebody else will get it. When did that?
I don't know that A-Train has said that. Someone else will get it. I don't say that.
If you don't verbalize it, you're by leaving it there, that's exactly what you're saying. I don't know why it became common in this country. When did this happen? You leave all your trash where you sat in the movie theater for somebody else to come. I don't know when that happened. Kelly Raspberry Evans throws away her trash at the movie theater.
I guess I'm just a dumb American.
I'm just saying, why is that okay? And you're sitting here admiring what the Japanese do. If we all just take care, don't have to clean the whole theater, just throw away your own stuff.
I guess it's a cultural thing. I don't know.
Why don't we make this our culture?
When I grew up and I was rolling to the movies at Psych Center in Wichita Falls, my first thought after I saw the movie wasn't to grab all my ish and take it to the trash can.
Why is it not your
first
thought to throw away your trash?
I might have taken my drink, but like my candy wrappers and like the popcorn I didn't think of it.
Well, now maybe you will.
Probably
just
not.
At least throw away your own trash.
Probably not. If I go to Japan, I will.
Because you respect Japan more than you respect America?
I didn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. Not on God's country.
Well, Japan did it here.
They did, and I admire them for that. I really do.
When our culture is, leave your shit. Somebody else will get it. That's our culture.
I've never said that.
Doing that, that's what you're saying.
I know, but you're borderline misrepresenting and putting A-Train, your sweet husband, on Front Street.
Yes.
Borderline. Not even borderline. You are throwing your husband on Front Street.
Do you return? Well, I would ask him if he returns shopping carts, but
Oh, I
as we all
100.
know, Alan doesn't go shopping. I have to go by
Oh, I
myself.
was about to say, I 100% do that.
You would if you went to the grocery store.
Yeah, I do. I do that.
You do?
You know who doesn't do that are a lot of people at Homie D's. I'm the guy pushing the big flat truck back up half a mile back up to the garden
Right.
center.
Again,
Nobody
I don't
does
know- I
that.
understand. We're all so rude over here. Anyway, maybe we'll do better.
Okay, well, you got me thinking now. I should, after a movie, I should be cleaning up everyone else's crap.
No, I didn't say that. Clean up your own stuff. And if everybody is just responsible for their own crap, problem solved.
What about if it's an old half-eaten pickle in that soggy wrapper?
Throw it away.
What about an old
Or
half?
just drop it on the floor.
What about an old half-melted payday?
Drop it on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your husband has been, I'll let someone else pick it up. I've said that before, huh?
Yeah.
I have not never said that.
All
It's
right.
false.
Well, on that
False
note,
information.
on that note, my husband is a father, so I wish you a happy Father's Day, honey.
Thank you. I'll be sure to clean up everything this Father's Day. Clean up after everybody.
Just clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
Except on Father's Day. I'll clean up after you that day.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds good. Sounds like a deal. You got anything else?
I do, but I feel like if I get started on something else, we're going to be here a long
Yeah,
time.
we probably don't want to do that.
Because I have stuff, but it's a lot.
It's a lot. We'll
It's
save
a
it for
lot.
next time.
Yeah. If I get started, we'll be here another 30 minutes, and nobody's got time for that.
30 more minutes?
It's a long bit.
That is
Good
a
stuff. It's
long
good
bit.
stuff. Good stuff.
Oh
Look at all
my
that. Look, I'm
God.
scrolling. Look at that. It's good stuff, Alan.
I just,
He loves long lists. It's good stuff.
I just saw Wizard of Oz. What's that all about?
You'll find out maybe on the next podcast.
Okay, there you go. All right, babe. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
I love y'all.
I love Fields Ranch and the PGA headquarters desperately. I love Team USA desperately. I love Team Japan desperately too. I love Japan's fans desperately for cleaning up after themselves. I think that's great.
They're good humans.
They are. I guess people who don't clean up after themselves are bad humans.
That's me shrugging. You can't hear that on the podcast. That's me shrugging like, well,
Yeah. And I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good